What about musically speaking? Do you have a best friend in that environment itself?
Kenny Blake.
And is that the name of your manager?
Yeah.
Who's off camera to the side of you during this interview again.
Yeah.
Now, you've mentioned him on multiple occasions here, so let's just break that down a little bit. How did you two meet?
Such a crazy story. I was walking in his barbershop where my little brother get his hair cut, and I was taking him to get his hair cut. And Kenny happened to own that shop. When I walked in, he stopped me and was like, I'm going to manage you. And I only had put out one song, and I just looked at him like, the fuck? I was like, okay. And I just walked upstairs, and I said, all right. And I walked upstairs, and I went to go mess with my brother. And then when I came back down the steps, he was like, yo, like, I really like that song that you just put out. And it was the only song that I had out. It had like 300 views. And his sons actually showed him the song. Thank God for them. So they actually showed him the song and was like, yo, like, this is this girl. Because I was friends with his sons. And he was like, yeah, it's this girl. She make music, whatever. And he was like, yo, if you really about it and it's really what you want to do, sing in front of everybody in the shop right now. And it's a 3-story shop, so there's people upstairs in the middle floor where I was at and downstairs. And I started singing, and people was coming from the upstairs, people was coming from the downstairs, and everybody stopped cutting hair. It was like a fucking movie. Like, people in the barber chairs got the John skis on, and they jumping out the chairs just trying to see who's singing. And when I was done, everybody in the shop started clapping, and it was just like a moment. That was 5 years ago.
So you were about 15, 16 maybe, somewhere around? I
was 15.
15. And Kenny, had he managed artists previously before this?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how long before you actually let him manage you? Because it's one thing to state that, right? Hey, I want to manage you, but then to let someone of that nature actually manage you, how long before you let that take place?
We kind of built like a real organic bond and just kind of got to know each other. And we just realized who we was as people. And the business was a factor. Like, we was moving around. We was still going places and meeting people. And he had me in different rooms. But we ain't really start, like, studio sessions and all that other serious shit until, like, I think 3 months after. Yeah, like 3-4 months.
Now, what's Kenny really like?
He a dope guy, and he's a lover, and he really cares about shit. And I feel like a lot of people don't know that about Kenny, and whoever wronged him and whoever is a weirdo towards him or whatever the case may be, you just don't know him as a person. Like, to know Kenny is to know that he's an absolutely amazing person.
And what's the best advice you received from him thus far, or most important thing you learned being around him?
Resilience. He'd be like, fuck them people, like, you gotta keep going.
And for clarification, was that advice you were given or something you learned?
Something I learned, but also from him, he definitely instilled that within me. And
also, the title of that song, your first song, can you share that for the audience as well in case they want to go back and check that out?
Passion. And it came out 10/19/2019.
Now, Kenny, you're not mic'd up but can still be heard. Can you fact check what Lay just said about you? Any rebuttal to what she said?
I agree 1,000%.
Now, just on Spotify alone, as of this interview, 16.1 million monthly listeners on that platform. 494th in the world. What does that feel like?
It feels good. I feel blessed. I'm fortunate to have everything that I got, and I work for this. So it means something to me differently. I think a lot of people don't really care about, you know, if people hear them or not. But when you work for something and you get to a certain point, it just feels like you're getting a return.
And again, that's the world, not just the United States. Well past that. And also in regards to your songs on that platform, I'm just going to go through a few of them here. Tell Your Girlfriend, 168 million listens. Ick, 84 million. Nah Nah Nah, 46 million. Sloppy Seconds, Ick Part 2, 22 million. And Would You is approaching 1 million as well. What is the key to all these metrics here? What's the secret for you? There's people that put their music on this platform and they struggle to get 1,000 plays, 10,000 plays, 100,000 plays. You continue to hit millions after millions after millions on multiple songs.
I don't think it's no real secret. It's just about consistency, and if you believe in something, you gotta convince everybody else to believe in it. Because you gotta understand that the world is bigger than just you. Like, me on this humongous planet, I'm literally just one person, and it's so many people who got Spotify, so many people that got Apple Music, and it's so many people with different favorites, different people that they want to listen to every day. And it's my job as an artist to convince them why they should listen to me.